Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. This week I decided to review One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I know I always say this when I review one of Taylor's books, but I'm just so obsessed with the characters and stories she creates. I always get mesmerized by how real the stories feel, and this one wasn't an exception. This book tells us the story of Emma Blair. In her 20s, she married her high school sweetheart, Jesse, and they built a life for themselves, far away from the expectations of their parents and the people of their hometown in Massachusetts. They traveled the world together and lived life to the fullest while seizing every opportunity for an adventure. But on their first wedding anniversary, Jesse's helicopter over the Pacific goes missing. And just like that, he's gone forever. Emma decides to quit her job and moves home in an effort to put the pieces of her life back together. Years later, now in her 30s, Emma runs into an old friend, Sam, and finds herself falling in love once again. When Emma and Sam get engaged, it feels like Emma's second chance at happiness and love is finally happening. Until Jesse is found. He is alive and has been trying all these years to come home to her. So, with a husband and a fiancé, Emma needs to figure out who she is and what she truly wants while trying to protect the ones she loves the most. This book was like a punch in the gut from start to finish. I was a complete and emotional mess through it all, and I got to give it to Taylor once again for writing this beautiful and complex story. I think the main takeaway you will get from it is that sometimes there isn't really just one true love, and that you can love two people dearly in different ways. Sometimes it's the timing that isn't right, or you just grow apart. You can still love someone, but you just realize that there is another person that will make you feel more like yourself along the way. And ultimately, that's what happens to Emma. Her story was beautiful, but not an easy one. She thought she had everything she wanted and needed with Jesse, but it actually took her losing Jess to make her see the world in a new light. That pain completely devastated her for a long time, but she found life once again, not just with Sam, but also she discovered a deeper connection with her family and friends, and she became a more mature version of herself, someone she wasn't brave to acknowledge she was becoming. And I think it was such a hard and mature story to read for someone so young to have experienced so much. I think you get a bigger sense of that since you are reading the story beginning with her past to her present, so you get the privilege to see her in different stages of her life, and that will help you understand her present life and her decisions. Then you have these two men completely head over heels for her, but super different. Even Emma realizes she's different with each of them. With Jessie, she takes a dip into the past and relives her old self, but with Sam, she sees the person she quickly became and who she loves to be. It was really something to see her struggle with becoming to terms with that. But in the end, I think it's such a beautiful journey for her, but also for Jessie, since their story became stuck in time. I also need to say that I deeply related to Emma's relationship with her sister. It felt so real and raw how these two women struggled to find the common ground growing up, but tragedy actually brought them together. They got to know one another in a different way and ultimately were able to trust each other, to become the sisters they were always meant to be. Finally, I need to say that I absolutely adore how the story was set up around the bookshop and the relevance it had to Emma's journey. I really love to see her love books and that store, how she learned to look at it in a new and special light that meant a lot to her in the end. It really felt like a metaphor to her own love life. By the way, I just realized now that this book is going to be released this year as a movie, with an amazing cast, and I'm honestly so curious to see the adaptation. I really can't wait for it. As always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at ritasbookclub for more content. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Happy readings!